Cleveland Browns minicamp looked routine until a round 5 rookie named Shedeur Sanders turned practice into a headline. Coaches stared, vets whispered, and every fan on the sideline felt momentum swing the instant his first spiral snapped through the June heat. Nobody expected a backup prospect to command the huddle like a seasoned starter, yet the buzz around his name grew louder with every snap, leaving the entire camp on edge and hungry for answers. Reporters tracked every drill and counted every throw, and the numbers were jaw-dropping. Sanders completed 8 out of every 10 passes in full-speed teamwork, a rate that even the veterans could not match. His release was lightning quick, his reads felt instinctive, and his calm confidence radiated through the offense. Teammates began glancing at one another after each crisp completion, sensing that the depth chart might be about to shift in ways nobody predicted back in May. The shocking part is how this sudden surge shakes the rest of a crowded quarterback room featuring Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel. If a rookie can light up 7-on-7 today, what happens when live 11-on-11's resume tomorrow? Keep watching, because the next segment reveals how each contender responds to Sanders' overnight rise and what it means for the Browns' opening day plans. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Browns and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 500 likes on this video. Joe Flacco may be leading the depth chart, but behind him, a three-way storm is quietly building. Dillon Gabriel opened camp, taking first-team reps during 11-on-11. Kenny Pickett continues to grind through limited reps, and now Shedeur Sanders is closing the gap faster than anyone expected. On paper, it's a veteran-led room. But on the field, the energy tells a different story. Flacco's command is steady, yet every time the younger arms get a shot, the urgency spikes. The Browns aren't just sorting out a backup, they're facing a possible quarterback shift before Week 1. Coaches have been careful with their words, but actions are starting to reveal priorities. Gabriel's increased workload wasn't handed out as a courtesy. Stefanski is watching who adapts, who hesitates, and who takes control. Every rep has weight, especially with limited padded practices ahead. This isn't a training exercise, it's a high-speed evaluation under the microscope. The margin for error is shrinking fast. And here's where things get tricky. If Shedeur keeps climbing, someone else has to fall. Is Pickett slipping out of contention? Is Gabriel's role more temporary than it appears? The Browns won't admit it yet, but quarterback clarity is fading by the day. Up next, we'll focus on why Shedeur Sanders isn't just surviving camp, he's quietly starting to own it. What nobody's talking about is how fast Shedeur Sanders is learning the pro game. He isn't just making the easy throws. He's diagnosing defenses pre-snap, adjusting protections, and placing the ball where only his receivers can catch it. That kind of command doesn't usually come from a rookie, let alone one picked late in the draft. But every day, Sanders is proving that he's not interested in waiting for a chance, he's creating one. His style isn't flashy, but it's efficient, and that's exactly what this offense needs right now. Observers originally questioned if his college background, built around a spread system, would limit his ability to run a traditional NFL offense. But the Browns staff has been quietly impressed with his timing, rhythm, and decision-making. He gets the ball out fast, reads through progressions, and shows a poise that's rare in June. The spotlight hasn't rattled him. It's brought out his best. That tells you everything. If this trajectory holds, the Browns coaching staff won't be able to keep him buried on the depth chart much longer. And that raises a new question. How does Joe Flacco respond if a rookie starts drawing starter-level praise? We're about to find out why Flacco still holds the top spot, and whether his lead is as secure as it seems. Joe Flacco hasn't said much, but his presence says everything. While the younger quarterbacks compete for attention, Flacco runs drills with a level of control that no one else in the room can match. He's not winning this competition with arm strength or mobility, he's winning it with experience. Every snap looks deliberate, every read feels rehearsed. And when the pace of practice speeds up, he doesn't flinch. That calm, steady leadership is exactly why the Browns still see him as the safest bet heading into Week 1. What makes Flacco's grip on the top spot so strong is his deep understanding of the system. He's already been through the mental grind of an NFL season. He knows what it takes to manage a game, protect a lead, and recover from mistakes. While others are still adjusting to the tempo, Flacco is 2 steps ahead, already anticipating what comes next. That edge can't be taught overnight. But there's a catch. Safe doesn't always mean sustainable. If Shedeur continues to develop and the offense begins to respond more naturally to his rhythm, pressure will mount. The Browns may have to decide between sticking with the veteran or riding the wave of something new. And while that battle brews behind center, there's another shift happening in the backfield, one that could redefine how Cleveland attacks in 2025. Let's talk about the new faces turning heads at running back. When Nick Chubb left, most fans feared the Browns would struggle to fill that gap. But what's happening in minicamp is something different. It's not about replacing Chubb, it's about creating a new identity. Quinshon Judkins is showing traits that are hard to ignore. He hits holes with speed, bounces off contact, and finishes runs like someone who's been in the league for years. Coaches aren't treating him like a rookie, they're treating him like a future lead back. Every rep he takes is fast, physical, and focused. Then there's Dylan Sampson, whose quickness and vision complement Judkins perfectly. He's not trying to take over the backfield. He's carving out a role that fits the Browns' new look: young, explosive, and relentless. Together, this duo is making it clear that Cleveland doesn't need to lean on one bell cow. They've got options, and they're not wasting time figuring out how to use them. This shift toward a more balanced ground attack could take pressure off whoever wins the quarterback battle. But the key question now is whether the receivers are ready to match that energy. And one name in particular is starting to draw more eyes than anyone expected: Diontae Johnson. Let's break down his camp impact and the challenge he faces off the field. Diontae Johnson has shown flashes of his elite route running and playmaking ability during Browns camp, reminding everyone of the talent he brings. However, questions remain about his commitment, especially after missing OTAs and only recently catching up with the playbook. While coaches recognize his skill, they're watching closely to see if he's truly bought into the team's vision. In a wide receiver room filled with younger, hungry talent, Johnson can't afford to ease in. He has to prove he's fully engaged. And as the team looks to build chemistry, leadership becomes essential, setting the stage for Myles Garrett's crucial role in shaping the Browns' identity this offseason. Myles Garrett isn't just the Browns' defensive star, he's the standard everyone else follows. His presence at minicamp instantly elevated the team's focus, setting a tone that younger players and coaches responded to without a word needing to be said. After signing a massive extension, Garrett could have taken his foot off the gas, but instead, he's attacked every drill with even more intensity, embracing the deal as motivation rather than a reward. His leadership goes beyond sacks, it's about legacy. And as Garrett leads the next era of Browns football, fans are also feeling the weight of another legacy, one left behind by Nick Chubb, whose departure still echoes deeply throughout the team and city. So now the big questions begin. Will Quinshon Judkins become the new workhorse? Can Shedeur Sanders really climb from the bottom to a starter role? And is Joe Flacco truly safe at the top of the depth chart? Let me know your answers in the comments. Who should start Week 1? How many games will Shedeur play this season? And most of all, what does Nick Chubb mean to you as a Browns fan? Drop your thoughts below.